Courage may have been one of the most emotionally relatable cartoon characters ever created, not because he was fearless, but because he was terrified all the time, and still kept going anyway. While most cartoon heroes charged into danger without thinking twice, Courage panicked, he screamed, he ran away, but when the people he loved were in danger, he always came back. Stay until the end because we're breaking down why Courage connected with so many people, and giving him his final Retro Dive case file ranking. Hello and welcome back to Retro Dive, where we revisit classic cartoons, nostalgic characters, and the shows that shaped an entire generation. And today, we're diving into one of Cartoon Network's most unforgettable characters, Courage the Cowardly Dog. At first glance, Courage seemed simple, a nervous pink dog living in the middle of nowhere with Muriel and Eustace. But underneath the strange humour and creepy stories was a character built almost entirely around fear. Courage was anxious constantly. Every strange noise, every shadow, every monster, every unexplained situation terrified him. But despite all of that, he still protected the people around him, again and again. That's what made him different from most cartoon heroes, because Courage didn't act brave naturally. He chose to act despite being afraid, and that made him feel surprisingly human. A lot of cartoon characters feel exaggerated, confident, invincible, untouchable, but Courage felt vulnerable. He worried constantly, panicked constantly, and often looked completely overwhelmed by the world around him. For a lot of people, that felt relatable, especially as kids, because childhood can feel confusing, strange, sometimes even frightening. And Courage captured that feeling perfectly. The world around him never fully made sense, but he kept trying to deal with it anyway. That emotional core is a huge part of why the character stayed memorable long after the show ended. And this is the part people often forget. Courage wasn't weak, he was actually incredibly brave. Because bravery isn't about feeling no fear, it's about acting despite fear, and Courage did that constantly. Even when he was shaking, even when he clearly wanted to run away, even when he knew he was outmatched, he still went back to help Muriel, again and again. That's what transformed him from a funny cartoon character into someone people genuinely connected with emotionally. The monsters themselves became memorable because they reflected fear so well. Some were creepy, some were surreal, some were just deeply uncomfortable, and the show rarely explained everything completely. That uncertainty made the fear feel stronger, especially through Courage's perspective, because viewers experienced these situations the same way he did. Confused, nervous, overwhelmed. The monsters mattered. They mattered because of how Courage reacted to them. And years later, people still remember Courage because the character had heart. Underneath all the strange humour and horror elements, he was really just a frightened dog trying to protect the people he loved. And honestly, that emotional idea never gets old, because most people know what fear feels like. Most people know what anxiety feels like, but Courage reminded viewers that being scared doesn't make you weak, giving up does. And using the Retro Dive case file index, we have intelligence 6, power 4, durability 7, strategy 8, emotional stability 3, danger factor 5, and the final score 5.5 out of 10. One of the most emotionally relatable characters we've covered so far. Courage the Cowardly Dog wasn't memorable because it scared people. It was memorable because Courage himself felt real. And if you enjoyed this Retro Dive case file, subscribe for more deep dives into classic cartoons, nostalgic characters, and forgotten favourites. And let me know in the comments, which character should we revisit next? I'll see you in the next dive.